Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Preston from Up in the Air. Just wanted to give you a quick reminder that if you do enjoy any of the content you see on this channel, give us a quick subscribe. Anyways, let's get into it.
Is this the intro? Are we moving?
It might be.
Okay.
What is going on, everybody? This is Preston.
This is Hunter.
This is Ethan.
And this is Season 2, Episode 8 of Up in the Air, offering you laughs, gaffs. I'm not even going to rhyme today. No, but seriously, how's it going, guys?
Oh,
it's going
fantastic, boys.
I'm happy to hear that. Well, I mean, there's really no other thing to do other than
Be good. Do good.
be good, do good.
Jump right
You
in.
know, hold on.
Okay.
I guess we not. Oops, that's me.
Everyone
Silence
silence
all
your
devices for the
laptops
movie.
and your... For the movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Be good, be wise, get wet,
Get lit.
get lit. Wet poop. All right. Well, I'm glad we started off well in the first minute.
That's a hell of an intro. Hell yeah, boys.
We're talking more undercover projects by governments today, aren't we, Ethan?
Yes, we are.
Well, why don't we get into it? Let's get into
it. All right. So today we're going to talk about Operation Unthinkable. So, this takes place in spring of 1945, and just envision this in your head.
Okay.
Germany is beginning to fall, and Japan is being pushed by the Americans to finish the war. Winston Churchill requests the development of a new top-secret plan, and Operation Unthinkable was formed. Developed by British Armed Forces Joint Planning Staff, was a plan to surprise attack the Soviet troops in Germany and push straight through to the Germany-Poland border to attack the Russian-held Oder and Neisse rivers. The Allies intended to impose the will of the Western Allies on the Soviets, and the will is assumed to have meant enforcing the recently signed Yalta Agreement. The Yalta Agreement was a meeting during World War II of the heads of government from the United States, the United Kingdom, and the Soviet Union to discuss the post-war reorganization of Germany and Europe. So, kind of like, think about this as all just going on in the background right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, none of this is, like, being talked about, except for, this is, like, all just Churchill being like, yeah, we should probably keep this to ourselves. We're not gonna, because...
I do say, can we keep these chaps shut, please?
That's my Churchill. Even though he didn't sound like that and had a god-awful stutter, didn't he? And Churchill, wasn't he the one who couldn't give speeches worth dick?
That was King something of England.
Again.
England?
Yes.
We keep the blood pure here. Fucks with our speech, but we don't mind.
What is keeping our blood pure? Does that mean fucking your daughter?
They fuck
Yes.
within the family. That was what they used to do.
That's
like
disgusting.
100%. What are you looking at?
Yeah, I
There's
know.
a big web, I think, is attached to your hat, maybe.
It's gone.
No, it's not.
Well, I made it gone.
Now it's gone.
All right. Anyways, yeah, no, they used to. I mean, I think maybe they. I don't know. I wouldn't make any accusations to say they do now, but it's very common for royalty to keep it pure.
Yeah.
That's why you let an outsider in only every once in a while.
Yeah.
So,
Gotta thin it out.
though Operation Unthinkable never happened, the reason it was named Operation Unthinkable is because the plan was meant to sustain only European troops. And this is kind of fucking tough at the time. Churchill's advisors planned on the Americans to change their front entirely to Japan once Germany fell completely.
Go ahead. Keep talking.
This meant that after going through 2 world wars, Churchill felt that the Red Army may try to completely take over the European front. And when the time was coming for the American troops to relocate to the Pacific Front, moving 4 million troops out of Europe, that is a fuckload of people that are used as protection. And when you think about it that way, because like,
Sorry.
holy fuck.
I just caught that incognito burp and it made me laugh over here. I'm sorry.
It's just crazy.
It's very crazy.
4 million troops. Think about how long it takes to move that many people.
How long was World War II?
No, it didn't take that long to move.
Well, I was just asking. Didn't they displace like 6 million people?
Oh, fucking way more than... Like civilians? Or
I mean, like you know, the Jews.
Oh, well,
Isn't that
yeah,
like
6
6 million?
million dead.
They displaced
is,
6 million, so
Yeah.
I mean, that's but 4 million is fucking. What's 11 million?
The 11 million. That left Europe to defend against the immensely large 11 million man army Stalin had under his control, and that was like either partly in Germany at the time because they were helping reform the new Germany, and then also on the Polish border as well, where they had the Oder and Neisse rivers. That was where they had their biggest hold at the time. Was because they were probably expecting something. They thought maybe, I mean, Churchill, he can't be the only guy.
What's the estimate for our nation's army?
Right now or back then?
Let's give it a fat estimate right now. Today's numbers.
Oh, today? I think we're sitting slightly over 1 million.
Troops?
Yeah. I think we have something like 400,000 reserve and... Or maybe it's less. I don't know. It's 343,000 in the Army Reserve.
Let's see. Numbers of U.S. military service members vary by state. Blah blah blah. There were, there were a total of 1.3 million active duty military and more than 800,000 reserves as of September 2017.
So you put them all together, you get a little over 2 million.
You do. That's a lot. Not 11 million.
Not 11
That's
million.
the point of this matter. Not
exactly.
11 million.
See, and
Really
that's
don't
what made
even
it so
need
fucking...
militaries that big nowadays.
Fuck no, you don't, because
That's
you've
a
got
lot.
all the
Did I say
technology.
data big?
That big?
They don't need them that big.
Well, it's correct either way.
But, like, even... Like, think about the fucking manpower they had. Like, at that point, with 11 million people in your army, I don't even think, like, with the technology they had back then, that any army would have been able to, like, on their own, stand against Russia. Which is why we had to make all of these fucking agreements and just be like, kind of gotta chill.
If each one of them has a gun, no.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
Yeah, but as I was saying to you before we started recording, that their whole... I don't know if I want to say oversight of that, but they took in way more soldiers than they could equip.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Which is a little silly, but they were working with what they had.
Yeah, I mean, they fucking did it, so...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, once the American troops moved and reallocated out of Europe, Churchill requested that they revamped Operation Unthinkable to a defensive strategy rather than an offensive strategy. And they were kind of pissed off at Churchill, and they were like, fuck it, dude. Like, if anything happens, we'll just use our Navy and our Air Force. And that's all they planned on doing. Like, they literally didn't have much of a plan to protect themselves against Russia.
Wait, this was Britain's plan?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. They were literally like...
just their Navy and Air Force.
Obviously not only their Navy and their Air Force, but that was their biggest assets at the time, and they were going to take advantage of them.
That seems fucking insane to me because I know the fucking Royal Air Force got super fucked throughout the war.
They had 25,000, or I don't know. Hold on. Let me find. I got to go back through one of my articles to find out where it talks about it. I was going to bring this up. They had... Let's see. 4 million men, 11 million men. They had 2,500 Allied heavy bombers in Europe, which included B-29s. So they still had a really... I mean, maybe not just Britain, but they probably tried to take advantage of all the other allies as well.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy, but they fucking made it through. And Russia didn't do it. Like, no one did anything, so... Which is honestly surprising, because Russia was so aggressive back then.
Oh, yeah.
But overall, the exact plan for Operation Unthinkable was kind of goofy, because they literally just copied Hitler's operation into Russia. It was pretty much the exact same plan. They just they planned on making a swift and quick break through Russian lines, and then just try to make it as quickly as they can through Russia. Otherwise, they know they would die.
Yeah, it always fucking, like, boggles me about how quick shit got turned around at the end of the war. with Germany being split up, and then like it was almost immediate like hostilities between
Yeah.
like America and Russia.
Yeah.
Because there was like, then not too long after that, there was the whole standoff at Checkpoint Charlie and all that shit where there was like people were like, okay, the next war is starting already. And then nothing happened there. And then not much longer after that was boom, fucking Cold War.
Yep. It all happened really quick, like in a span of 10 years.
Yeah, it was extremely fast.
Which is like pretty much almost the exact same amount of time in between World War I and World War II. Which is so funny because we're just... Like, that just goes to show how fucking aggressive people were back then. Like...
Dude, Europe was a fucking time bomb, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just absolutely crazy over there.
Yeah. I mean, well, fucking... World War I ended in, I think, like 1919 or something like that. And then there was... I don't want to say peace times, but it obviously wasn't as aggressive in Europe up until, I think, shit started kicking off again in, like... 37 or 38, and then went up until 46, and that was kind of the end of the Second World War.
Yep.
And then, as far as America goes, right after that, it was off to Korea, and then right after that, off to Vietnam, and
oh man,
the 1900s were fucking crazy.
Absolutely, so many wars, so much shit to cover, just crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy wavy.
It is crazy. Have we mentioned that it was a little crazy back then?
It's very crazy.
Yeah, I just clarify the fact that, hey, a little crazy.
You haven't had it more crazy, honestly.
Yeah, that about sums up Operation Unthinkable. Just a crazy idea.
It's very crazy. Start the crazy counter right now.
You know what's crazy?
What's that? What's crazy?
Big wind.
Oh, very big wind, strong gush.
Very
strong
big
gush of
gush.
wind.
We've got gush
Gush,
harnessers
gush,
on
wind.
the docket for today,
Yeah.
dude.
So I came across an article that was pretty interesting about one of the world's largest wind turbine farms ready to be installed soon.
World's largest. You gotta. The world's large. Come on.
I emphasize it. Yeah.
This is what?
It is the world's largest wind turbine farm, mate. That was Australian. Lads, farm, wind turbine farm,
mate.
lads.
Lods. Beautiful.
beautiful.
So, Britain, British, UK. So Britain's homes are set to be powered by the world's largest wind turbines. Apparently, these bitches are 853 feet tall
Exactly.
and 351 foot little blades there. So its fingers are spreading out pretty good to carry in all the wind and push it out for electricity powers.
Now that's taller than the building that's like sitting behind Value Check over there.
Yeah.
It's big.
Yeah, that's like fucking a couple of those bad boys.
The blade itself would be bigger than the
I wonder how
UAW.
No, that's
tall
what I'm
that-
saying.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the
Yeah.
whole
What?
tower.
How
Because the
tall?
Yeah,
towers.
do you have any idea?
I'm gonna guess there's 20 floors in that building. Maybe.
Probably. Maybe. Might be less than
Maybe.
that.
Yeah.
Maybe. So this could be like a good two of them.
Yeah. So the futuristic, you hear that?
It's futuristic.
Futuristic turbines will be built on Dogger Bank wind farms.
Dogger.
It is an artificial island, 130 kilometers, translate to American.
Hold on. An
Off the-
artificial island.
Yeah, they built
Yeah.
this island.
Japan's done it. No, not Japan. I'm sorry. China has done this a lot too.
Oh,
China has made their own.
I know it's
islands.
been done, but fuck.
They built a volcano and let it build an island.
They built a
'Cause that's how
volcano
it
and let it,
works.
yeah.
Off the coast of Yorkshire in the North Sea.
Talking like
The turbines will be able to power 4.5 million homes a year, which is equivalent to about 5% of the UK's electricity generation.
only 5?
Apparently so.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of little is what I'm. A little. It's
A
not.
little
It's a
bit of-
little from the a lot.
Yeah. It says these turbines have been developed by a Paris-based company, GE Renewable Energy, and they're going to be connected by electricity cables to the UK, Norway, Netherlands, Germany, Denmark, and Belgium. Developers say a single turbine can power 16,000 homes.
Damn.
One fucking turbine is going to be able to power
Damn.
16,000 homes.
Damn.
It says making it one of the most efficient models in the world, and then construction is set to kick off in early 2020, and first electricity will be rolling out through the pipes at 2023.
See,
So,
I always
my question is how fucking quick are those blades turning?
I don't know. I mean, they're
like not even the small ones, but like the big ones like this. Like I want to know how.
I think
oh,
the
man.
whole thing here is that it's not. I don't think it has to turn quick. I think the bigger the wings, the more
Yeah, I know.
power for the generator. Like you can put a bigger generator in.
I know, but what I'm saying is so when something is that long, when it's spinning, the end that's out further away from wherever it's turned from
Yes.
is moving much
Yes.
quicker. So just the idea of like how quickly the tips of those are moving is probably insane.
Pretty quick.
Oh yeah.
I want to look around more to see if they have like a projection for upkeep for these,
Oh yeah.
because I mean, for one thing, these things are fucking huge.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like there's going to be a decent amount of them, and they're quite a ways off of the coast on an artificial island. But
Yeah.
it does say combined capacity will be 3.6 gigawatts.
Gigawatts. Gigawatts.
Gigawatts.
Gigawatts.
That's 100,000 gay prostitutes. 3.6 gigawatts.
You ever seen that movie, Deuce Bigelow, European Gigolo?
Yeah, and that big
it's a
German
beautiful
lady
movie.
throws him through a fucking aquarium, dude.
It is a beautiful movie.
All right. Any other comments on the big wind?
I've got a comment on Deuce Bigelow. What's that?
Okay.
What's that guy's name? Rob.
Rob
Rob
Schneider.
Schneider.
Yeah, dude. He's such a little man.
He is.
For really, like, oh,
I watched.
he's just part of the whole Adam Sandler, David Spade
Yeah.
troop.
Yeah.
The other day I watched fucking Don't Mess with the Zohan.
Oh yeah.
That's a,
And
that's a
movie.
good movie.
he's in there as like a fucking Indian cab driver or something.
Yeah.
So big wind comments. Anything anyone would like to add?
No,
No, sir.
We'll move on a little bit here. This is new information to me, but it's not new information to the world. It's about Canada, our friendly neighbors up north.
Canada.
Justin Trudeau, blackface. How dare you?
Did he
Have
do
we
that?
have we covered that?
No, we haven't covered it.
Oh
But
yeah, he did blackface like 6 or 7 times. He doesn't know. He doesn't know how many times he's
I think
done
you say
blackface.
he's done blackface 6 or 7 times. He didn't even know.
Oh no.
See, you know what my my whole tribulation with
You
it is?
deleted my A.
Did I really?
Yeah.
How did I manage to do that? I
I
think
don't know. How did you delete my
I don't know.
A?
My hand hasn't touched the
did
keyboard.
Did you move it to another? You did.
I did.
You
I moved
it to
Hold
the,
on. Let me. Oh, fine. Okay, whatever. But no, here's my stipulation with his blackface. Have you seen the pictures of Justin Trudeau blackface?
No, I would like to.
All right, so this is some real NSFW content here. Justin Trudeau. I'll just type it how we up.
Trudeau.
Blackface. Here we go.
Oh my.
Here we go. So that is Canadian's Prime
This
Minister.
dude's crazy, bro. What the fuck?
See, he's dressed up at some sort of function, correct?
Yeah.
He's this is actually an Indian man he's playing, as you can tell from the.
The garb.
The turban.
We'll call it a garb, turban, whatever we'd like to call it at this moment in time. This is also another selection of the blackface, where he's also playing another character, and then this one of.
Is he on a roller coaster?
Why is he doing it so
I
much?
think he looks like he's on a roller coaster. He's in a car
Oh
caught by
my
a red
God.
light camera, one of the two.
What the fuck, dude? What is wrong with this
Why
guy?
did he do it so much?
I don't know, but here's my. I'm not even about ready to defend Canada's prime minister right now.
Oh my god.
If it's for a costume, though, like at least it's not
Like him just
pink lips
doing
and
it.
like.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
that would be rough. But man, he really did do it several times.
Yeah, he really did, and he's the dude who's like no hate speech.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
every
he really-
all transgender
Dude, I mean,
rights.
he could just never think of a different costume. Just always someone who wasn't white.
That's his kryptonite. So
Or he
he's,
couldn't have just done like a skeleton or.
He's the superhero of Canada, right? So his only pitfall is that he likes to do blackface every 7 years. But yeah, and you know what? Canada keeps going with its shitty status as we get into the next topic here.
So this is, like I said, this is all completely new information to me. It happened in. Oh wow! I didn't even realize that number when I fucking was
That's a
doing
lot.
This. It's from. This happened from 1863 to 1998. More than 100 fucking years. Damn. Okay.
They were just
So basically, read down a little list here.
yeah.
It took more than a decade for researchers to identify nearly 3,000 children who had died in Canada's residential schools, which were compulsory boarding schools run by the government and religious authorities during the 19th and 20th centuries, with the aim of forcibly assimilating Indigenous youth. It says many families were never even notified that their kids or that their kids died, and they were buried in unmarked graves.
Oh my fucking
How do you?
god.
So your kid just disappears one day at school.
they were fucking, I guess, I mean, indigenous.
You know what I
That
mean?
means native, right? They were native to
Canada.
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
what is
French monsieurs.
so yeah. These kids died, and they were just like, oh,
Oopsie.
we
Sorry.
sent them off to summer camp.
Let's think about 1863. Okay, what is the state of the public education system in 1863?
Non-existent.
I mean, no, I'm not versed on
just so-
No, I'm
Canadian
joking.
history,
I'm joking.
so I don't
public
know.
schooling. I literally am learning about it in my history class. Public schooling came in about the 18th century, so in the 1700s. So
Is that worldwide though, or was it just kind of a general estimate?
It started in Europe, but by this time, because America hadn't been started
Mm-hmm.
yet at that point, so I'm assuming they brought schooling over, and when they started America,
Yeah.
that would make sense.
Okay. Bye,
And-
honey.
and
I'll pick you up at 3 after your boarding school. Or wait, no, it's boarding school.
Mm-hmm.
They go away for the school year,
Yeah,
and then 9 months later,
gone.
sorry,
Where'd
your
my kid
kid's
go?
book bag is on the step of the school, but he's not.
We have all of his belongings, but we seem to have misplaced the child.
He ran away the second day he was here.
We've got his shoes and his clothes.
We have
his
everything,
glasses
buddy.
too, but
Don't call the police. We already
just
told
don't
them.
have
They don't
that.
have any clue where he's at.
From about 1863 to 1998, more than 150,000 indigenous
That's a high
children
score right there.
Christ.
were taken from their families and placed in state-run boarding schools. Says the children were often not allowed to speak their language or to practice their culture, and many were mistreated and abused.
Can we just do the math on that really quick? Hold on. I got to do the math on this. How many years is that? 1863 to 1998. So
25 years. So 135 years.
135 years.
Big math.
Yeah, I'm not usually the one to break out a calculation like that.
Dude, holy fuck.
Yeah, that's a
Was I
long
wrong?
time.
That's over 1,100 kids a year.
They were just taking them like, yep.
Oh
yoink,
my fucking
yoink,
god.
yoink.
They had that means
I
means
just shrugged the idea off. I was like, what?
hold on.
Could you
That
imagine being
means-
the person who's in control of all this at the time?
That means
I mean, they
every
obviously
day-
didn't care. They were just like,
Right. They're
I'm
like,
not fucking joking. I'm not fucking joking. That means every day they had 3 children die.
that's not that many, I guess.
Every fucking day?
But it's
Wait.
Canada. It's all of Canada. Canada's fucking like as big as the United States. So 3 kids go missing a day in the United States. We don't actually care already that 3 kids go missing a
That
day.
is true.
man.
So
The only difference is that up in the north, when their kid goes missing, the school gives them a really nice apology.
he was eaten by a moose.
Yeah.
Dang, moose got him.
Oh, this is racist against Canada.
What?
This is racism.
Okay.
Strike us down, Canada.
The landmark Truth
Bring your
in
not guns. I'm sorry.
The landmark Truth and Reconciliation report released in 2015 said the policy amounted to cultural genocide, quote unquote. Since 2007, the Canadian government has settled with thousands of living survivors, paying more than 3 billion Canadian dollars in what is considered the largest class action settlement in Canadian history. And then just recently, all 2,800 names were inscribed on a red scroll, which stretches about 164 feet.
Here's how, this is a botched attempt at a genocide, all right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't survive a genocide. If you're doing a genocide right, guess what?
Yeah.
Everyone dies.
Genocide.
Literally, everyone
I mean,
dies.
I called it a genocide. As they put it, it was a cultural genocide. How many people have to be killed off before it's considered okay, this is genocide?
I don't know.
wonder.
Look it up.
I know, again, World War II was like, that's a genocide.
Well, yeah,
So how many people died? How many kids died again? 300,000 or
2,800 were killed.
2,800 were killed.
2,800 were killed, and then
So it's
150,000 were actually put in the schools.
Something
okay.
is considered a genocide when it is a deliberate killing of a large group of people, especially those of a particular ethnic group or nation.
This would be that.
So, do they
This
not
would
have
be-
a
this would in
specific
fact-
number?
No, there's no number. It
Guess
just
it's
has to
just
be
an
a
act.
large group.
Okay.
Yeah, a large group of specific
couldn't-
people to a group.
You couldn't example of not genocide.
So, yeah.
it would be killing.
Nazis literally committed genocide on the Jews.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did you know that already?
No,
or-
I didn't. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I knew it.
Example of not genocide. Fuck! I'm gonna suck someone off real quick.
Nazis did? Sorry.
No, Ethan, they fucking
my
gave him
God.
candy in those trains.
I'm just joking. Guys.
Go ahead.
An example of not genocide
Mhm.
would be how big? What's the smallest number of people, but it's still a group? What is that? What would that be?
Westboro Baptist Church.
Okay, genocide. Kill the Westboro. Not genocide. Don't kill. Fuck it to hell. Fuck it to hell. Kill them. It's not. Kill all Christians. It is. How about that?
Yeah.
Why did
That
I
one,
feel
I
like
think,
I
would be a
needed to go
genocide.
through that? Why did I? Yeah, it would be. But why did I feel it? Fuck it. The children are often.
You're just having a hard time over here. You've dropped 2 fuckits in the past 30 seconds.
Yeah, fuck it, double fuck it, dude.
Oh my.
I got some shit I gotta read here too. Fuck.
Yeah. All right, I've got a few little small talking points to close up on. And we'll move on to Preston's talking points.
The fuck it section of the
Yeah, the
podcast.
fuck it section. So Mark, the old Zuck boy,
Beep boop, beep boop.
has told employees over the summer that Facebook is slipping its own TikTok competitor into markets before the app can get too big and powerful, which it already is pretty fucking huge. A lot of people use that shit.
It's got the
Yes.
power of God. It's got the power of anime. It's got the power of the uwus. It's got the power of the TikTards. It's got everything on there.
It's got a lot of people on there.
It's got orange-faced baby demons on there too.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Zuckerberg said that one of their plans was that they were going to launch their own app into markets where TikTok hasn't yet gotten a foothold, like Mexico. And I was reading, you know how I was like,
I just imagine a bunch of Mexicans making a bunch of TikToks.
well, it's crazy. It's like how I was telling you, like recently there's been a lot more videos on there of people from India making TikToks. I didn't put it in here, but I read that apparently, like, I think it was maybe I don't know if it's last year, at some point at the beginning of this year to now, the increase of Indian users on TikTok has shot up like 43% as opposed to like 9% last year.
Whoa.
So it's getting huge in India.
And
And
wh- Sorry, go ahead.
no, you go.
I wonder if like apps and Facebook, social media platforms and stuff care about spacing out. Like, is there a point in time when you think, this is all hypothetical, up in the air, where like, okay, you've got America and throw out another one. American one.
Australia.
Okay, you got America and Australia, right? You got 50-50 using Facebook, okay? 50%. Now, what percent has to get shoved in which direction to where it's like, well, this is a fucking app for Australians now, or this is an app for Americans now? Do you think they care about those types of things? Because I bet it matters, especially with like language. Like, what if you put a platform out and then it's like a bunch of Russians like it and
Like,
a lot
oh,
of
I see what you're
Americans,
saying.
but then it's like
That's,
so much
they've-
more of
Like it was
them.
Yeah,
meant.
they've
For, it was
thought
meant
about
for this
that.
country, and now all of a sudden,
They make their shit like specific to areas. So I know
Oh
that.
my god, I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
the
so
whole
in
region thing.
China, if you use Reddit in China, like you're restricted. Like there's certain things that just won't show up for you. Like you won't even know that they're part of Reddit because you're on Reddit in China, and
Yes.
they can just change it.
China's a good example because they fucking, censorship.
Yes,
Don't
exactly.
look up anything.
So that's how they can do that.
We've talked about it before. China's got their own version of Windows and
Yeah,
all
literally,
that. That's like a
literally.
different thing altogether, really.
and it's China
how they do it.
also that they don't have Google at all, right?
North
Like,
Korea
it's-
doesn't have Google. I'm not sure about China.
Pretty sure China has a
I think
restricted
China-
version
yeah,
of
they
Google.
I know it's super fucked. It's
Yeah,
not
Google
really
has had
Google.
to Google has had to work a lot with the Chinese government to even get into being available on the internet there.
We don't even get the same fucking electronics.
No.
No,
They get what we have versus what they have. They've got better. We've got
Really?
we've got good for cheaper, but they've got better. They just better.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Bold it, underline it, italicize it. It's better.
better.
it all be happening there, dude. All that
Better.
electronics business.
That's where it all goes down. Yeah, South Korea is like the epicenter for technology.
Yeah.
They put out.
Yeah, it is, dude. They're making actual fucking mechs.
Oh yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
video was fucking crazy. But yeah, like that, the guy Strange Parts on YouTube, he's posted up in that, was it Shenzhen, China or something
Mm-hmm.
like that, and got the massive electronics markets there that are seriously
Oh
just
my god, yeah.
fucking huge.
But that's the good thing though, is that China is an open market economy, so we can still buy those good electronics from them. They don't like they're obviously not going to hold it like we've held our own before. I'm sure they have before too, but I highly
They do it
doubt.
all the time.
You think that they restrict their
I
economy?
know they do. I know they do because there's like, let's see here. You've got multiple versions of like Samsung phones that are like got 5G and better screens and more cameras. Like
Really?
many,
I didn't know that.
many different variants of like flagship smartphones that only get released in Eastern countries, and they don't get
Really?
released on the Western side of
Yeah.
the world. Yeah,
I had no idea about any of this.
like fucking thinner 4K screens, like clear TVs, see-through television.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sounds like the U.S. is falling behind.
Yeah, like they fucking they put out.
Why are we so
don't-
restricted?
They have like holographic storefronts and shit, dude,
Yeah, why are we so restricted?
because they're not selling it to us. It's theirs. They've got the people that buy it, and they don't need anyone else to buy
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And sending it here would honestly probably be
I
a
bet
lost
you-
cause because it would just
I bet
confuse.
you they make more money selling to like the Emirates and places like that where like
well,
technology
they don't have to
is
go over
exploding.
any water.
Yeah, literally.
That is like the worst thing for the business. Or sending a plane over the Atlantic Ocean. Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 6-week, it's 12-week round trip for any charter or anything like that. So it really wouldn't even be worth it. And it would just completely saturate our phone market if we were like, okay, well, you're getting every phone now, America. And it's like, well, we don't know what to pick. So,
That's true. Yeah, I didn't think about it like that.
because we're only buying like 2 different types of phones now.
There's only 2 flagships. You either get
Imagine
Samsung,
if you had all
yeah,
of them,
You either get
like all the BlackBerry
not
shit
even
that comes out.
Samsung,
Uh-huh.
but Android and iPhone.
hmm
Then this, I'm gonna brush over this real quick. I just pulled this one little quote here because I just thought it was fucking crazy. Never imagined I'd ever see it. So Russia has apparently its alcohol consumption rates rather have dropped 43% since 2003.
Who?
Russia, those big potato water drinkers, have stopped drinking so much, and I never would have expected this, and it's all because of Putin.
Yep.
It says he is this is the quote from the website. It says the WHO put the decrease down to a raft of measures brought in under sport-loving President Vladimir Putin, including restrictions on alcohol sales and promotion of healthy lifestyles. So,
You know, that's a good
not
thing
bad.
though. That's like a, you know, I'm gonna sound crazy, but like, this is like one of the good things that can actually come out of authoritarianism is like just dumb shit like this where they're like, no, you guys can't be fucking slobs anymore. You have to eat good now.
I was just fucking. I'm trying to remember what I was watching, but it was so funny. They were showing a video of Putin playing hockey. It was like at like a big thing, right? Like, you know, big crowd, everybody was there, and it was like an actual.
I just can't even imagine him playing
It was
hockey.
an actual game, but like Putin like made an appearance. He's like, "Oh, I'm here. I'm gonna play some hockey," and it's funny because he's out there on the ice, and obviously no one's gonna do shit. No one's gonna stop him. So he's just skating around on his own, slinging pucks in, and the goalie's like diving the opposite way and shit. And
Could you imagine if you defended
you're dead.
played hard defense on Putin, dude?
Putin pulls out a pistol right there and
Yeah,
executes
he's
you
gonna
on the ice.
box you out and
literally.
fucking slap your ass. He's just
He's
gonna.
gonna take his skate off and murder you in
He's
front
not gonna.
of everyone.
He's not gonna slap you hard, but he's gonna slap all of your testosterone directly out of you.
Yeah.
You will turn into a
And
woman.
then he'll just turn to the crowd and they'll pull the same excuse always. Just go, don't worry about it. It's not a problem. Don't worry about it.
You didn't see anything.
That concludes my points for tonight. See you next week, folks. This has been great.
See you guys later. I have nothing to talk about. No, we're hitting 5G up again. You know, we talked about the implications and the time scale of what I thought was going to happen. You know, and we got some solid numbers on what's going to be happening here soon. So,
All right, let's listen.
really, the only like important date to be concerned about here for 5G implementation is that Qualcomm has recently stated that all high-end devices, like this is your Samsung, your iPhones, your who else puts out fucking phones? Huawei.
HTC.
You got HTC. HTC puts out a phone or two. LG puts out some shit. BlackBerry. If it's a flagship, if it's being sold by a big company, it's gonna have 5G by the end of next year. End of next year, device ready. 5G's hitting the nation,
Nice.
which is a lot less than what I said, which was like 2 to 3 years.
Yep.
But may have a little snag in the road here. So they're also going to be coming out with something known as fixed 5G. And it could be slowly making its way into the marketplace soon in full swing, possibly also by the end of 2020. However, there's some things that I've picked out from this article by CNET that I don't think it's going to be happening by the end of next year. So Fixed 5G would act as a signal extender / hub that would turn 5G into your home wireless. So you would be getting from your mobile carrier the 5G through the air into your little box in home, and then you would have Wi-Fi inside your house. Sounds a little futuristic, huh? Now, one example of this fixed 5G device is the Sprint HTC 5G Hub. This is a device that plugs into your router to deliver home broadband in the form of wave flavor of 5G, which is potentially higher peak speeds than sub-6, a different part of the wireless spectrum that carries use to deliver 5G. Now, go ahead.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's fine. You heard that now.
That's you always know you're stepping in like the right direction, like for future tech, when 5G is flavored. Dog.
Yeah, we've got flavors of 5G. We've got subs.
Like
we got sub
like,
6.
I would just want to like get the 5G installed in my house real quick. What flavor you want?
I'll take wave.
Can I get savory, please?
wave.
I want savory, please.
I want you to hit up my house with some. What's a good fruit?
Banana.
Some banana.
I like banana.
Banana.
Can you hit a banana flavor scent? Smells.
5G.
Flavor. Give me the
Banana 5G.
Banana flavor.
So what this little section means. So in the form of millimeter wave, which is basically, so hold on. So sub 6, right?
Yes.
This little sub 6 wave here that we're talking about. That is the main frequency, or what they're like allocating this. They're calling it sub 6. This is what all of like outdoor 5G will be ran through.
Okay.
This certain frequency channel. Now this wave is going to be higher speed, and I can only assume lower distance because usually you trade off with those sort of things, and that is going to be what's used to bring the Wi-Fi into the home. So it's not even going to be drawing from the network that's like using your mobile data and whatnot. Very odd, very odd.
How long do you think it's going to take them to actually get this like nationwide in most? Is this so? Obviously, is this only starting in like large cities essentially?
Yes. So the device we're talking about now, the HTC 5G Hub, is out now. You can buy it, get it, do this with the 5G networks that are available in some areas. They're saying this fixed 5G by the end of 2020, but I don't think so. I think what they said where they'll have phones with 5G antennas and all of the new flagships is probably correct by the end of 2020. If nothing gets in the way.
Yeah.
The goal here is to try to eliminate the hassle one could have when trying to price shop for ISPs in your area. So how many times have you guys been in it, but how many times, let's say you, for example, like you have access to what, like one ISP in your area? You can get Comcast, right?
No, I can get Comcast, I can get ITV3, I can get...
Let's take Justin, for example.
Yeah, Justin's a good one.
I didn't know that. You could get better internet. Because you never said that before. Justin, right? Yeah, he's a friend. Shout out to Justin Shaw. How about let's shout Justin Shaw out. Big WoW aficionado. Anyways, Justin has only the ability to get Comcast internet, copper internet, right? Can't get fiber. Can't get any of that around here. So by the end of 2020, if this device and 5G were to be implemented correctly and in a well-fashioned time, our boy Justin here would not have to go around and make requests for lines to be dropped in his neighborhood and then get enough people to wait for lines to get dropped in his neighborhood. He can skip the step of getting a line installed in his house. He can skip the step of having an installer come over. The company isn't having to pay anyone to come over and do that with a certification under their belt, making it cheaper, I'm going to possibly assume, for data plans, and you can get it anywhere with a 5G network.
Is that how the whole fiber thing works? They just have to essentially wait till enough people want it, and then they'll run it? Okay.
That's usually, and you have to wait. I mean, if you got like one person all the way on the south side of the town that wants it, like one block that already has it, and then you're not getting any more demand except for like on the north side of a town, probably not going to get it.
Okay.
Until it like migrates its way through a town.
Gotcha. Because
it's just futile dropping them all over the place. You always want to run from one and then go out from there. Let's see here. This would replace the need to price shop and allow more people to choose between slow copper RAN service or this fast, higher speed service. Fixed 5G uses a different part of the network than your mobile phone, but it is designed to deliver the same dramatically high speeds, say between 500 megabytes per second to over 1 gigabyte per second, with perhaps faster speeds down the road. Because we were looking at 2.3 gigs when we first touched on this topic for outside data, which, as you may remember, was extremely shitty, like as far as length and what you can have in between you and the signal node and all that stuff. Important to remember here, though, these are the extreme. This is a quote from the article. Important to remember that this is extremely early days of this fixed 5G technology. The devices and coverage areas are far and few between. Data plans are expensive right now, and if you blow past the data cap, which we mentioned when we first talked about this, it's going to be very easy for you to do that.
Yeah.
Very, very easy. And if you do, you'll get dropped from 500 to 1 gig to about 3 megabytes per second, or to 2 gig speeds with Sprint's ATC 5G hub, which we just talked about. So you're going to be seeing some major, major speed drops.
You know, I think I could see them doing is kind of what, like, could you be able to use these kind of like nodes to where you get them around the actual tower that dispenses the 5G, and then they can just amplify it as it, like, the further out it goes. So you've got your first row, which will obviously have the best connection, and those act as nodes, and they amplify from there, and then it can continue to go further out. Or could you not do that?
So I get the thought, I get the sentiment, right?
Yeah.
You're basically talking about, like, sticking one piece onto another piece and then having, like, amplification that way.
Couldn't you use the whole thing itself as a amplifier? Would that be possible?
So as far as, what do you mean? Okay, so taking these fixed 5G devices and then...
Dude, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Okay,
like, it's just a theory.
Basically, what I think you're trying to say is, like, okay, since these devices are smaller and easier to install, you could put one in each home or you could put one anywhere, really.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you stick them all over the place and then have 5G everywhere?
No, well, kind of, but like the idea is that you would use them so it would make it easier for you to spread it through the town. You would have to have less towers. You would literally just, like, the idea is you would set up the tower and then...
Well, there's no tower being set up. It gets installed onto anything.
Okay, well...
The only thing getting ran to it is electricity.
Yeah. So, but it's like the same sentiment. It's, you just want the nodes or the whatever is taking the signal in, just make it able to take the signal and also dispense it as the same exact signal, but maybe a little bit stronger. That way you can send it out further.
Two things. So so amplification of wavelength, okay? So doing that in a information, like, transmission sense is way more. You wouldn't just simply be able to stick an like a receiving and an amplification device directly next to what is. So let's take the node, because you saw the pictures of the nodes when we talked about 5G. It's on a light pole, and there's like 3 huge rectangular boxes and a circle around it. From there, you would, to get more range, the only way to do that would be to take a device of the like caliber to keep your bandwidth.
Yeah.
Because you could amplify the wave as much as you want to, but you're gonna get, like, big signal loss, like, by the end of your wave, like, on the edge of your signal. Sticking more core devices, like devices, in a town, like the actual big nodes themselves, would prove way more.
Oh, I bet.
As an advantage. But doing what you're saying, it's just like I'm still confused slightly about it, but sticking.
So it's kind of like what Xfinity does. So how they have their routers.
Then no.
They have it to where anybody can connect to them. It's like the same idea as sending out the Wi-Fi signal, but rather than sending out a Wi-Fi signal for people to connect their phones to, you just amplify the same signal that was coming out of the actual tower, so that other whatever these 5G things are called can pick up the signal as well.
In theory, it could work. Like amplifying 5G cell signal from people's homes.
Yes. Like
it could work, but I mean, it would break a lot of FCC guidelines.
Really?
Yeah, because you would have a 5G node sitting in your home, and, like, the FCC's got pretty stringent laws on how high power transmission devices need to be up off the ground.
Oh, okay.
Because if you have like so microwave and 5G obviously is not anywhere near the same amplitude as one another. Microwave being a much more low frequency device, but like having those two in your home, not a good recipe. This point of this wave, as I'm assuming, is it's a slightly lower amplitude wave, getting slower than the cell tower speeds.
Mm-hmm.
And having the 5G node in your home may cause a lot of issues. Just maybe even with your health.
Really?
Yeah, like actually trying to amplify that signal from your home.
Okay.
But
'tis just an idea.
it's a very good idea, though. I could see them doing a 5G thing that Xfinity does now.
Yeah.
With this wave implementation.
Mm-hmm.
It could be good.
That inspired me. I just remembered something I'd heard a while ago, so I looked it up. People using so-called cantennas.
The fuck is that?
People using fucking Pringles cans and shits to extend their fucking Wi-Fi network.
My networking teacher in
Does that shit work?
yes, I'm about ready to tell a story.
Okay.
So the my Peak Community High School networking teacher, who I probably shouldn't name, for posterity reasons, but he told me that when he was with his wife and she was giving birth to their second child or whatever, when he came back, that he used a Pringles can and his hotspot that his truck had, and he put a Pringles can over the antenna facing his hospital window so he could get his hotspot from his truck.
Hell yeah.
I thought that was a very genius idea. And you can do the same thing with like your car remote. You can walk go to the back of ICC parking lot, and if there's no cars in the way, you take a Pringles can in your fob and it'll just shoot it.
Because I think if I remember it correctly, it
You
was
can use colanders too.
oh really?
You can duct tape a fucking Wi-Fi antenna to a colander, and then position wherever you want the colander to get more signal.
Yeah. I think I had read this thing that like this guy, he had a house that he didn't have Wi-Fi at, and he didn't live too far away from his place of work, and it was like a fairly tall building. So he like set one up like where his workspace was, pointed at his house, so he could get internet at his house.
No shit, that actually fucking worked?
Yes, it's literally no different than how
I didn't think it worked that far away, though.
So there's a company named, I think it's Wisp, who makes line of sight ISPs. So they're just at the ISP office, there's just a really fucking tall tower in a city or a town or something. It'd probably be better for a city or like a suburban area,
Yeah.
There'll just be a really fucking tall tower with like it doesn't look like a satellite dish. It just looks like a big circular, like 20-inch ceramic plate.
Yeah.
And it just will blast signal, and that will usually be in like a big wave, like trying to visualize, like think of like a triangle wave sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that will go out to the houses, and each of the houses will have a little thing on their roof, and it'll just pick up, and that's how you'll get your wireless internet service.
Okay.
Which isn't too different than this, but this shit right here is fast as fuck, way faster than that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Depending on how close it is, but because you can do like 18 to 20 miles, I think, with line of sight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like pointing two dishes at one another. And then there was even the military used to use line of sight with lasers. So they would do it would essentially be like shooting. It's no different than fiber, but without the cable. And they could shoot lasers over trees and shit to wherever their troops were stationed, and they could receive data that way from wherever they came from.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
And they would just set up two towers, and they would relay back and forth. Okay, this is how much signal we have now, because it's not like you're either on it or you're not on it. You'll have a certain it's rated in decibels, so you'll have like negative 10 decibels. So you bring it in until you reach 0, and then you bring it up, and then you're in the plus and all that. So it's very crazy wavy shit. I like wireless. It's good stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Because it's flying through the fucking air right now. It's going through your body. It's going all over, through the buildings, everywhere. It's all around you all the time. There's a lot of very practical uses. I was looking on their roadmap for the 2020, by the end of 2020 implementation, and they're going to hopefully have all smart cars being interfaced through one another with 5G. They want to have all smartwatches being able to be connected to 5G. They want to have I saw something that was like if cities, and this is by the end of 2023, they had for their roadmap, cities implementing drones and having all the drones be connected autonomously and doing what's called deployment learning, where it would just fly around and learn cities and shit, and then possibly be used for some security reason or shit like that. So
we are
that
truly
sounds like some
inching towards the
fucking-
future.
Oh, here's
And that's
something
in
I
4
really want
years.
to talk about.
Yeah.
Actually, here's something that I
Dubai Smart City, bro.
no. The only reason I thought about this is because that's kind of like I don't know if I'm okay with that, but one of the things that I saw that I don't think I've ever seen any politician say this before, but Andrew Yang, who's is he socialist? Is he? What is he?
I think he's a Democrat.
Democrat?
Yeah,
Okay.
Call him the old 7% Yang Wang
Yeah,
because he's been at 7% forever.
He wants to make everyone's data like completely personal to them. So like if you send a text, like a company
That'll
can
never
no longer say that that's their data, like it's considered your data and they can't do anything with it. And I agree with that. I think it's the same sentiment as like sending a piece of mail. Like nobody else gets to see that piece of mail except for the person it's going to, and it's illegal for anybody to open that up except for the person that it's supposed to go to. So like sending a text message is the same precedent.
Well, here's the thing. It's already illegal for anyone to look at your texts.
Yes, but companies can, and when you sign on, you obviously have to fucking read the agreements and whatnot, but nobody does that.
I get that
and
they
so
have...
they get the ability through that,
Well,
and
yeah.
Yang wants to take that away.
What would be the... This is all hypothetical here. So, like, you want it to be your data, you know?
Yeah, like I don't want...
You would have to store your own data.
Somewhere. I mean, I guess. I don't know if you would have to, like... I don't know how that would work.
Because, I mean, that gets into...
It definitely needs a lot of thought put into it if it's ever going to happen, but I think it's a good sentiment.
I think it rolls right on over to itself. I think it like I literally think it's like a sandwich problem, and it is both fucking pieces of bread.
What do you mean?
Like it sounds like it's such a, ooh yeah, I want my data to be my data, you know?
No, I just don't want people to be able to, like, these fucking robocallers, man. They are getting absolutely fucking ridiculous. That's because everybody can, like, if you put your phone number in somewhere, that company can sell your phone number to these fucking robocallers.
Did you hear what you just said, though? When you put your phone number into something.
Yes, I get that.
That is where it starts, is with the person. If
but
you have
those companies even have the ability to sell your phone number like that? Like, they're selling your personal information.
Dude, don't give your fucking phone number out. Like, this is the shit we talked about. We have multiple times brought it up. Are we going to put laws on stupidity?
No, but it's not even stupidity. There's certain things that like requires like certain things to get in. I don't know, but a lot of places want your number, and I'm sure like even I could probably guarantee you Facebook probably has everybody's phone number as long as the app's on the phone, even without it having to give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
which again you accept
probably in the agreement. Yeah, again, I get that. Yes,
I mean,
I just don't like. There's no way to use these things that are so widely available without giving them up, and it's on everything, and that's my problem, is that it's like there's no way to use these things without having to give up certain personal items that I don't feel like I should have to use these things.
I will say the only instance of like this specific topic I know of is Apple.
Yeah,
they're the only company that like 100% with like refutable evidence, they shred every piece of data that gets
utilized.
It's not that everything that's on your phone isn't like being encrypted or anything like that. But anything that goes from your phone to like, let me try to think of an instance here. Like every time you use your Face ID to accept a credit card purchase on your Apple iPhone. Every time you do that, like some cryptography code gets ran, and it comes up with what is called a unique identifier. And the unique identifier is like this way of encrypting something that is been proven that it can't be broken now. It can't be broken by quantum computing. Yet no one who could crack it would be able to at this moment in time. It would just take way too fucking long. So every time you get you're sending out a piece of information, you're getting a unique identifier. It's being encrypted, and then when it gets to the other end, the unique identifier is getting shredded into a million fucking pieces electronically, and then it's boom, gone.
Okay.
It's just but that's one of the only companies besides like anyone who specializes in it as far as phones go and like personal data, like sending it and receiving it, all that I know for a fact they're shredding shit.
Yeah.
Because we brought it up, that's why Google Maps sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they can't.
I think we talked about that last week, right?
5G with this whole mesh setup of 5G, right? By the end of 2023, their whole roadmap. They calculate that they will have millimeter precise GPS.
Damn, that's pretty impressive.
Millimeter precise GPS. Because triangulation, try like octagulation. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, instead of 3 things pinging you or 2 pinging your like how low or how high your frequency is and all that. No. That's a cool thing, though, because in networking, on job sites and stuff, you have this tool on your laptop and you plug in, it's like a little program you run. Mm-hmm. It's like a $1,200 program, but it's like a program you run and you get like this adapter for your PC. And then it looks like a fucking Predator heat map or whatever, like an alien heat map.
Yeah.
And you can see just from where you're sitting, like where all your like access points are on the ceiling and all that. And then you can see with not like real time, but like every 3 or 4 seconds, it'll run like a wipe across the network, and then you can see what devices are and where they are, and
that's pretty fucking cool.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Is this like a 3-dimensional map or?
It's like a top down.
Oh my god!
And then you can even do in like some intense simulation with it. So like say you're putting an access point in, and you could build a room with the materials it's being built out of. You can be like, okay, it's got concrete for 2 inches, and then it's got wood for 1 and dry wood for another 1, and it's very it's wireless.
I guess that's why it's $1,200.
Yeah, $1,200, and you get to pay for the adapter.
Oh hell yeah!
Noise.
Oh man. Well, period.
Yeah.
Ellipses.
Eclipses.
Leave everyone with a good remark here. Go ahead, Ethan. You start.
I hope you all have a fantastic day. Whoever is listening, I hope you have the best day ever.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Don't look at me.
No, I'm thinking through your brain, your eyes.
Uh-huh.
Your dreams are only as long as your shoelaces. Interpret that as you will. Got something? Okay.
I was gonna do an as big as.
Okay.
Your heart is only as big as the bottle you can carry, but fuck, God. You took the shoelaces one. I really didn't think you were gonna go there.
Were you?
I mean, I wasn't gonna go shoelaces, but as big as I had that in there, dude.
I was like,
your
damn,
heart is only as big as the bottle you can carry.
I didn't think the shoelace one was gonna be thought by multiple people.
No, not your dream is only as long as your shoelaces.
Yeah, I guess drop your comments of interpretation if you ever even listen this long.
No.
Tell us what it means. Yeah, this is why. Once we're about past that, we're about past the half-hour, 35-minute mark. We can say whatever the fuck we want because no one's listening beyond that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll get back. We'll like a couple of years down the road, we'll look back on these and we'll always just skip right to the end and be like,
literally.
Yeah.
Well,
shit. 2 weeks, like a week or two ago, by the end of it, I was saying you could just look at someone and tell they're gay. So like,
yeah. And I mean, we're just.
And I don't go back on that. I need it.
I mean,
I'm saying this all with a smile on my face. I love you.
Who you love?
Anyone. The gay community, sure.
Sure. So yeah, interpret those last 2 statements however you think it might be. Your dreams are only as long as your shoelaces, and your heart is only as big as the bottle you carry.
And everyone have a great day.
Yeah, what the
The
fuck does
best
that
day
mean?
ever.
Someone figure out what the fuck that means. Have a good day.
God,
Yeah.
we're saying concrete shit. Like, your heart's only as big as the bottle you carry. You're saying have a good day? That's so, like, theoretical. It's, like, outside the bounds of the ozone, dude.
Okay, I can come up with something.
Yeah. Come up with something
Go
more
ahead.
earthly.
Come up with something that
Not
actually
with
makes
something that
fucking
doesn't make any
sense.
sense. Yeah. We're rewriting the dictionary right now. Nope, doesn't make sense.
You're gonna have to rethink that one there, bud. That's just not connected with my brain very well.
Come on, you got this.
Stay humble till your dick touches the water.
There we go.
God damn.
Boom.
That's going on a T-shirt.
Philosophical. These
humble till
these
your
3
dick
quotes
touches
will be
the
on T-shirts soon enough in our Up in the Air store. Eventually by at least like 2026.
Yeah. You know, by the end of 2020. By the end of 2026, we'll have Justin Trudeau just completely engulfed in blackface.
That'll be
I'm
one
gonna
of the
come down
first
here.
shirts we come out with. It's just gonna be
It's
a
gonna be
black
that
T-shirt. It's just gonna be a black T-shirt
with Justin Trudeau's
with just a
face.
big ass fucking rectangle, and it's this photo.
It's gonna say, "Stay humble till your dick touches the water." Look at that hand.
He's
damn near
really
choking.
grabbing.
Is that a wedding ring?
That face needs to be on the Canadian dollar, man.
Dude, yes, it does. Look
Oh.
at that. He looks rapey as fuck in this photo.
Whoa,
dude.
okay, we said rape. Time to shut it down.
Dude.
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
run the fucking outro.
This has been Present.
This has been Hunter.
This has been Ethan.
And this has been another episode of Up in the Air.